Tenacious D, Jack Black, and Kyle Glass, they got in a little bit of trouble this last week. They were on tour in Australia, and Kyle Glass made a joke. Somebody asked him about the Trump assassination, and he said, "It's too bad that the shooter missed," or something like that. And that got a lot of fifis hurt, so now fucking Tenacious D is like in big doo-doo. So, let's read a little bit about it. The Chaser. Freedom of speech warriors demand Tenacious D be deported over a joke. So, for those of you in the States who don't know who these assholes are, this guy here is a conservative shock jock in Australia. And this guy is like an Australian senator. So if you have no clue who these people are, don't feel bad, because no one here in the United States knows anything about these people either. Freedom of speech absolutists Ralph Babbitt and Kyle Sandilands have attacked band Tenacious D after they were upset by a joke made by Kyle Glass about the assassination attempt on Donald Trump. The edgy joke, where Glass said he wished the bullet hadn't missed Trump, was slammed by the anti-cancel culture brigade, leading to a radio ban and a show being postponed in the midst of the controversy. Who would say something so sick? Asked Cinderlands after ending his daily bigoted rant. Shock humor like that has absolutely no place in the world, and both Glass and Black are not allowed to step anywhere near a radio studio again. Words like that can really harm society, said Andrew Tate's #1 fan, Ralph Babbitt. Gas should be deported for saying that, and so should Jack Black for being on the stage while Gas said it. Andrew Babbitt is, of course, the senator in Australia. They are a threat to our ally America, and it's clear that Gas does genuinely plan to have Trump killed, so we should send them to America. I mean, just cracking a joke and then saying you genuinely want Trump killed, I don't know how you reach that fucking conclusion. That's like an idiot oversimplification for a fucking moron who just wants to, like, rile people up and take advantage of shit like this in order to, like, I don't know, get brownie points with the MAGA people. Is it really like this in other countries? Like, are the conservatives in other countries also Trump sycophants? Like, I had an argument the other day with a kid from fucking on Twitter. I had an argument with some fucking loser from Canada who was like posting MAGA shit. And like I said, at least I'm not voting for a fascist. And he said, well, I'm not either. I'm Canadian. And I'm like, dude, you're Canadian, but you're posting fucking MAGA stuff? Like, that's the most pathetic thing I've ever heard in my entire life. Is that really like a thing? Canadians and Australians and people in Britain and shit who are like also Trump followers? Are you fucking serious? Any of you people out there who may be from countries other than America? Like, I know that at least a small portion of my audience comes from England and then Canada. I know some of them do. The vast majority of my audience, of course, is from the United States. But for you other folks out there, is that how it really is? Because I hate to break it to you guys, no one in this country knows anything about your politics at all. I don't even think I could name the Australian Prime Minister. I know the Canadian Prime Minister is what, Justin Trudeau? Right, I know him. I don't think I could name any other Canadian politician, though. As a matter of fact, I'm not even really sure what their political parties are. Are they just Republican, Democrat? The same, are they here? Or are they some kind of weird-ass thing like in England where they have, like, Whigs and Tories or some shit, or Labour parties? Like, I don't know anything about any of that stuff. And I hope you guys understand that in the States, literally no one gives a fuck about anybody else's politics but our own. It's like our own politics are so fucked up. Who has time to read up on, like, Canadian or like Australian or like England politics? Like, who the fuck has time to read up on that shit? Like, I could barely keep up with all the shit that's going on in my own country. So I apologize in advance, and I'm not saying this to be a dick or anything. I'm just kind of the truth. So it kind of strikes me that somebody from another country who would be so into our politics that they're like offended that one of the candidates for, you know, not even the current president, like Trump is not even the fucking president, okay? Like the fact that like just one of the candidates for our president, somebody made a joke at his expense, and that would offend this guy so much. Kind of really blows me the fuck away. I don't understand that. It's like if somebody made a joke about Justin Trudeau, like, would it even register on my fucking radar? Like, no. I don't even know who the Prime Minister of England is. It's not, God, who the fuck even is it? I don't even know. Like, I know there was like a sort of Trump guy, Trump-like figure there, the guy that got Brexit passed or whatever, but I don't think he's in charge anymore, right? I think there's been several more elections since then. I'm just admitting my ignorance. That's what it is. It's not that I don't really give a shit, it's just that I don't really give a shit. And I have more other things in my own country. My own country is so fucked up that I can't spend any time seeing how fucked up other countries are as well. So yeah, that's what's going on with Tenacious D. Apparently they've canceled their entire tour in Australia, and I don't know if they've been deported or what, but I'm pretty sure their tour is over and they're probably on their way home. Some people here on Twitter have gotten really angry at that. Here is a guy that I would like to share with you. His name here is Travis. Let's see what Travis has to say about Tenacious D.
I believe that what we just witnessed with Jack Black, Kyle Gass, at a Tenacious D concert calling for the assassination of Donald Trump is absolutely despicable and disgusting. And these Hollywood and musical elites need to be called on it, boycotting them. Now look, I don't got much, but I found this video that I've got in my collection, School of Rock. And as of right now, I will never support Tenacious D or anything from Jack Black. Completely done with this entire movement. These people need to be stopped. And where we hit them is in their pocketbook. Stop supporting. The economic ninja is done. I'm calling for a full boycott on Jack Black and Tenacious D along with Kyle Gass. Thank you, Australia, for standing up for America. Economic ninja is out.
Tenacious D along with Kyle Glass. First off, he doesn't even know who the fuck they are, because Kyle Glass is part of Tenacious D. That's the first thing. Second thing, I really like how conservatives always need they have this need to destroy something when they disagree with it. Kind of reminds me of like how people were like buying air fryers not that long ago and like destroying them, or they were buying like fucking Bud Light and then like blowing it up. You know what I mean? Like, you guys remember that stuff? Or they were buying like Gillette razors and then burning them or something. And do you really think the manufacturers of all these products give a shit what you do with it once you buy it? It's like, you already gave them their money, right? You already fucking spent the money on something. Economic ninja, why don't you go over to Best Buy, buy up a whole bunch of Tenacious D fucking DVDs and shit, and smash those for a YouTube channel? I'm pretty sure Tenacious D will really hate that if you buy a bunch of their stuff and destroy it. Fucking imbeciles. Secondly, what's with the fucking saying that, like, if you listen to the beginning of that, where he said that they want Trump killed, how the fuck does cracking a joke equate to wanting Donald Trump to die? That's bullshit. You can crack a joke all the fuck you want. That doesn't mean that you want him to die. No. Nobody wants Donald Trump to fucking die. First off, the reason why I don't want him to die is not because I give a fuck about Donald Trump. I don't want him to die because it's counterproductive to my movement if Donald Trump dies. This is the truth. If someone were to shoot Donald Trump, it's counterproductive because there will be a backlash. It's better if we just defeat him in the election. Send him home packing like a fucking coward with his fucking tail between his legs. And then he's defeated politically, and then he can go off to Mar-a-Lago and just play golf for the rest of his fucking life. Absolutely fine with that. There's no reason to kill him. How does that compute? Kyle Glass didn't say that he wanted Donald Trump to fucking be murdered. He cracked a joke. And it's just really funny how it's the same people who spend all their fucking time losing their minds over fucking, like, cancel culture are the first people to fucking, like, lose their minds and cancel somebody. Okay, this is from Para L's Facts. Did Tenacious D just get canceled by people who hate cancel culture? And yeah, they did. It's really bad. Apparently, Kyle Glass has also been dropped by his talent agency. So this reminds me a lot of the, what was that country band? The Dixie Chicks, that's what it was. It reminds me a lot of the Dixie Chicks in 2003. And they basically told when they were on tour, they told the audience that they did not support the invasion of Iraq and that they were ashamed of George W. Bush was from Texas. And that triggered this huge backlash. And people started fucking canceling the Dixie Chicks. Of course, they didn't call it canceling back then. They were boycotting the Dixie Chicks because of their political opinions. And it reminds me a lot about that. It's kind of bullshit. I mean, celebrities also always have fucked up opinions. Does that mean every single thing they say means that we should, like, kick them off the air for it? I don't know. Another tweet. Jack Black just canceled the rest of his Tenacious D tour after serious blowback from the violent rhetoric he allowed on stage following J13 assassination attempt on President Trump. Here's the video, the video in question.
Don't miss Trump next time. Thank you.
Now, I would like to point out there the reaction from the crowd. The crowd laughed, and if I was in that crowd, I would have laughed too. Because it's funny, okay? Maybe if he would have been killed, maybe it would have been in poor taste to joke about it. Maybe it's in poor taste now to joke about it now. Maybe it's too soon. Maybe that's what it is. But does that mean nobody should ever be allowed to make a joke like this? No. No. Conservatives and shit have no fucking problem making jokes about this kind of thing when it's like a Democrat or a liberal who got fucked up. Remember all the fucking Paul Pelosi jokes that came out after a maniac tried to fucking murder him? How many people got canceled over like making jokes that Paul Pelosi's gay or something? How much of that happened? None. Fucking bullshit. And there's just one last thing that I would like to show you guys, okay? If anybody out there is pissed at this and is saying that, hey, you shouldn't make these kinds of jokes. This is a time for our country to come together. It's in bad taste. And also, if you're trying to turn around the old, like, well, this is not freedom of speech thing back on somebody because it's a liberal this time. Because that's the response you often get whenever people get canceled like this. The response you get from progressives and liberals is, well, freedom of speech doesn't mean freedom from consequences. And if you're trying to say that, well, hey, now you get a little bit of taste of your own medicine, and Jack Black and Kyle Glass have to reap the consequences of their vile speech, I would like to remind you of one little thing. This is an article from a few years back. I'm sure you all remember it. Florida gun shop taking heat again for selling gun targets using President Obama's face. This is from 2016, and it's a guy in Florida, owner of a Florida gun supply. And you can see here he's got targets here with Hillary Clinton, Bernie Sanders, and Barack Obama. Was there any outrage over this? Did this guy get canceled? Were there people sending this dude death threats? No. He's not the only one. Here's a couple of other things I would like to show you guys. Let's go ahead, and this is Google image search for some maybe threatening stickers and truck decals out there. Here's one, Joe Biden tied up in the back of somebody's car. Look at that. Is the company that makes these fucking stickers, are they getting canceled? Are they getting death threats? Are people out there buying their stickers and then burning them? No. So I just want to remind everybody out there, violent rhetoric like this, when it comes to specifically conservatives, is par for the course. They always engage in this kind of thing. Always, always, and forever. So all of a sudden, when it happens to them, they flip out and they go crazy. How dare you? You know, right now, the Libs a TikTok girl, what's her name? Raya fucking whatever the fuck her name is. Libs a TikTok is getting ordinary people fired from their jobs for saying the wrong shit about this assassination. She has a history of targeting LGBTQ people and shaming them and getting them fired and stuff like that. She has a history of that. Now she's just going after random fucking people for not expressing enough, I don't know what, solidarity with Donald Trump, without being outraged enough that somebody tried to murder Donald Trump, I guess is what it is. without like towing the official opinion that she agrees with. And so far she's gotten like 50 fucking people fired. Just normal people. Teachers and like fucking firemen and shit. And there's one about like a girl that works at a Home Depot where because fucking Libs of TikTok doxed her, some maniac showed up at her work, started filming her and harassing her and shit. And she couldn't do anything because she's a minimum wager that works at a Home Depot. You're not allowed to argue with people. Some crazy person shows up at your job. The one thing you're not allowed to do is fight with them. So she just had to sit there and take it. And then she ends up getting fired because fucking Home Depot is run by a bunch of goddamn cowards. That's what's going on right now. Oh yeah, we're not officially outraged enough. We're not saddened enough that Donald Trump got almost assassinated. We're not disgusted enough by it. We had the audacity to make fun of him when he literally does the exact same fucking thing every single time that someone on our side gets their life threatened. He cracks a joke. There's video of him making speeches and shit, cracking jokes about fucking Paul Pelosi. Oh, Nancy has a wall around her house, although it didn't work really well. Have anybody heard from her husband? As the audience laughs. Fuck these people. Fuck these people. Fuck each and every last one of them. They're hypocrites. They're giant fucking hypocrites. They don't give a fuck about civility. That's the other thing that you also hear them. And you also hear this from people on the, the political aisle on our side. We have to bring back civility. Fuck that. These people have never, ever, ever engaged in civility at all. They're bullies. That's what they are. And that they act like bullies, where they will constantly punch and kick and mess with you and do everything they can to fucking fuck you up. And then the minute you fight back, they run away like little fucking children. They run away like little cowards, scream, whine, and yell and go to their big brother and, he hit me. What do you do with bullies? You have to fight bullies. You can't ignore bullies. They won't go away. You know what they tell you when you're like in grade school? Just ignore him and he'll stop. No. And then you try to ignore him and then it never fucking stops. You can't ignore bullies. They will never stop. You have to fucking confront them. You have to fight back. Fight back at the ballot box is what I'm saying. I still and will still stand up till the day I die, and I will say political violence is not the answer. It is not right. It's counterproductive, especially in the society like ours that we have, that actually a country that has a civil society. It's counterproductive to engage in violence. But there's other ways of fighting back without engaging in violence. You have to fight back against the bullies. I hope that Libs of TikTok, I hope she gets sued. I hope all these people get together. All these people, these 50 people that she's doxed, and I hope they get together and I hope they sue the living shit out of her. Because that's what I would fucking do. Because fuck this person. And fuck every single one of these people trying to cancel people for not having the officially approved opinion about Donald Trump. It's such fucking bullshit. This is, that's what freedom of speech means. Freedom of speech means you're allowed to say whatever the fuck you want. And if somebody's got a problem, they can go fuck themselves. And that's what I'm saying right now.
Hello folks, if you like what I do and you want to support the channel, please consider buying something from my Etsy shop, supporting me on Patreon, liking and subscribing, and checking me out across my social media links listed below. Thank you all so much, and see you next time.